Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing a deck profile on my Dragonic Blademaster Premium deck. I know it's like 5 months since the last Kagero set, although I was playtesting with the new Kagero stuff and I just didn't like it with this deck because it focuses on, one, it needs to rewrite, and two, you have to run those two specific cards to play its main ability, so I did not really like it. Although you can play a deck focus on that card in premium with the stand triggers, so then you can restand the vision token with the new Blademaster, but not really my thing. So this deck focuses on the stride mechanic, so just like the original Blademaster where it focuses on field nuking, the new Blademaster also focuses on field nuking, but then to be able to get the field nuking you have to re-ride, while this one you could just ride straight away and just use the strides to focus on that. So that's why I'm mainly focusing on the stride mechanic when it comes to Blademaster in premium. And two, strides have more power, so then that's another reason why. And three, there's already restanding Vanguards that could already get those benefits for you for those extra drive checks anyway, so that's another reason why I just focus more on the stride mechanic for Blademaster rather than the new vision token for at least for the premium deck. So let's just get started and let's start with the grade 3s. I run, of course, 4 Dragonic Blademaster Cohen. So it has the Blaze ability, which means that if you have more rearguards than your opponent during battle, your Vanguard becomes Blaze. So literally it's just what Kagero already does if you have more rearguards, although this deck focuses on nuking your opponent's rearguard, so it's already very likely. So of course when you stride, you can combo boss 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguards, retire it, and then one of your units with a Blaze ability gets plus 3k. Second ability, during the end phase of every player's turn, if your opponent has no rearguards, you can return a grade 3 with a Blaze ability from the drop zone to your hand. So of course this card can help you with Progenitor Dragon Stride or Ultimate Stride if you're going with the second ability, and also helps you with striding further. So not only that you still get the full value from this card, because you're not going to be affected when you're at stride, compared to the new Blademaster where you can't even play its ability. It just becomes a vanilla. But you also can get your pluses, and this card can combo off, and it also has Blaze, so yeah, that's why you play it. The only downside I would say is that it has 11k power compared to the new Blademaster, but other than that, the new Blademasters pretty much could be vanilla throughout the whole game when you're focusing on strides for this deck. So next I run 2 of the original Dragonic Blademaster, mainly because it has a stride ability. And so its main stride ability is just retire one of your opponent's rearguards when you stride for the counterblast. But it doesn't have a Blaze ability, so that's the downside of it. But other than that, it won't be a vanilla compared to the new one. So next I play Wyvern Strike Jago. Of course it has a Blaze ability. So if your Vanguard's blazing, this card gets 2 for Generation Break 1. It gets plus 2k for every open rearguard in your opponent's back row. And then its on place ability is combo boss 1, soul boss 1. You choose one of your opponent's rearguards in the same column and retire it. So it does help you with nuking more of your opponent's rearguards, but it is a heavy cost, so you're probably not going to even play it. You're mainly using it for its high power stance, so this could even hit magic numbers with non-force decks. So if your opponent's whole entire back row is empty, it's 17k, and with a 7k or 8k boost, well, that just hit force numbers automatically. So, and if you use Dragonite Nado, which I do run, it will hit 28k, so it will hit every magic number right there too. But I mainly run it for the Blaze ability, because the Dragonic Blademaster Cohen can return your grade 3 when it drops into your hand, so this is for extra striding purposes. Sorry for the noise of the background, but... So next, for my grade 2 lineup, Dragonite Mid-Booty. It has the Blaze ability, of course. When it attacks, counterblast 1. If your Blademaster Vanguard is blazing, you can counterblast 1, draw a card, plus 2k for every open rear guards your opponent controls, and I believe this also counts Excel Circle, so it gets even further benefit. The only downside I would say is the Generation Break 2 part, but so this is a kind of a late game card, but other than that, you do get plus, and it is a very high power attack that could hit magic numbers, even with the new units. Being at 19k or 17k already goes through many force and excel and protect lands, so at least those V series units. So next I play Dragonite Usar. When this card attacks, Soul Blast 1, Generation Break 2. If you have Blademaster Blazing, plus 5k, so this already goes through, so it become 14, already goes through the force numbers. Your opponent cannot intercept for this attack, and at the end of the battle, retire all, nuke the whole column with this unit in it. So you can nuke a whole entire column, so you can -2 your opponent for a cost of -1 of this, and it does not cost counterblast, so that's good. But still, of course, it's Generation Break 2, but... Next, for some early game pressure, I play Berserk Dragon. So, of course, retire one of your opponent's rear for a counterblast and Soul Blast 1 place. And if it's on Vanguard, you draw a card. So you can get a plus out of it, but this is just for early game aggression if you do need it. And of course, it becomes a 13k attacker on your opponent's Vanguard when it's on rear guard. And next, I'm debating either playing Nahalem or this card, because, well, Nahalem can be used in early game, and this card is kind of a late game card, because this card, to use its skill, is counterblast 1, put a grade 2 or greater card from your drop zone back to your deck to retire anything your opponent controls. Well, any rear guard your opponent controls, but this card is pretty much like a late game card, unless if you guard early with a grade 2. But then other than that, I mean, this card is pretty good, but I am debating on Nahalem, because Nahalem can be used in early game aggression. But Nahalem is restricted in the back row, so that's the main issue. So that's my grade 2 lineup. For my grade 1 lineup, I run Dragonite Naddle. So once per turn, if your opponent's rear guards, if your opponent's rear guard is put to the drop zone, you can play this ability if you have a Blademaster Vanguard. So if your Vanguard becomes blazing, plus you can countercharge them plus 4k for the turn. So of course it becomes 11k. So that's already good, and you can combo this with Jago, make it 28k for a turn. Although back when 11k attackers was a thing, that's actually really good, but still, this card's still pretty good today. And it gives you countercharging, so. So next, I'm debating about running 2 of these or not. Flammable Ammo, so this is of course when your opponent's rear guard is retired. You can retire this to draw a card and countercharge. My problem with this card is really the retiring itself part. Of course, this card can boost him plus 3k, but this card is very helpful with countercharging and all that. And every counterblast is pretty much one retire in Kaigoro, pretty much. But then my main issue is in fact it retires itself. So, and I don't have any. Currently, I'm not using any grade 1s to retire rear guards, because I'm also running this card, which if your opponent's rear guard is retired by an ability, you can put it to soul to countercharge too. So this card does offer up better counter charging. So I was thinking about this, and this card goes to Soul, which is why I'm running this. So I was thinking maybe I would run like 2 Airmos and add 2 bars in, and then just have 2 of these. But I'm still debating on that right now. Next, you can use Kanara too to get rid of those resist cards, but Kanara pretty much only gets its full benefit if your opponent has full field, which is another reason why I don't really like Kanara for the V series version. So next, Stride Enablers. This card can also help you with the ultimate strides or Progenitor Dragon if you want to. And then for my starting Vanguard, I run Wyvern Kid Dita. So Generation Break 1. If your Vanguard becomes blazing, retire it, countercharge, draw a card, and plus 3k to one of your units. So it does help with countercharge. So pretty much my whole grade 1 lineup and my starter does countercharging. So that's why another reason why I might play Bar. So next, for the trigger lineup, I run 2 Tars for my crits, along with the 2 Fire Chase Dragon for extra retiring, because this card, when one of your opponent's rear guards retired and at the same column as this unit is on, you can retire this card to retire all other rear guards in the same column. So this does help with extra retiring. But of course 2 of these, because this is the old trigger with the 5k power sign and the 10k shields. And then of course I run the new put to Soul, draw a card plus 10k crit. And then of course, since I'm not running any grade 1 PGs, I run the draw PGs. Although I kind of don't like the draw PG part because there is grade 0 guard restriction. And then I'm running the Dragon Monk Gojo for my heal triggers. You can actually run the counter soul charge heal triggers because technically your G guards are really, all your Kagero G guards are really good for any situation. If your Kagero G guards are really good to the point where you're not really good to even use these to guard at all. But then there are situations where you do want to use 20k instead of G-guarding. Mainly when you're against Paladin decks and you're forced to use Dragonite Mabuti or something. Which might not be really good. So next I run, for my strides, I run 3 Dragonic Blademaster Titan. Counterblast 1 and flip something face up, it could be anything. And then retire as many rear guards as same copy of this card face up in your G zone, and if this unit's blazing, plus 1 crit. So of course this could enable more field nuking. I run 3 mainly because I first stride, for first stride I would flip a copy face up, and then second stride I would flip another copy. I would stride this and then flip another copy so that I could get 2 retires from this card. And then for one of your main finishers, Dragon Flare Arm Ziegenberg, Soul Blast flip itself face up from the G zone and then retire one of your opponent's rear guards. And yes, I do use that sometimes just to clear up your opponent's field. And then second skill, Generation Break 3, of course you after when it attacks, you discard the same number of cards as your opponent's rear guards, and this is one of the main reasons why you want to nuke your opponent's field as much as possible when using this. And then you can pay the cost, of course, and then you can stand it, but you stand it and drive -2. And this is why I prefer using this over using the new Vision Token Blademaster strategy, because technically you get a total of 4 drive checks with this card, and this one has a potential of no discarding cards, while the Vision Token one, you have to discard exactly 2 cards just to get that benefit. And then next I play Flare General Demjin Valor. I was thinking of cutting this down to 1. But of course, when placed, you can count +1, turn any card from the G zone face up. So Blademaster Cohen's my main target for this. Retire 1 of your opponent's rear guards, and then +5, 15k for every Sentinel in your drop zone. So of course max 60k, so that's a lot of power. And second ability, if your opponent uses a Sentinel or G guard to guard an attack, you can stand this unit and then drive -1. And yes, it has to be Blaze when this to play this skill. So you do have a potential plus. But I would say use it when your opponent's is mostly at 5 damage. So next, for my first strikes, I run Excel Grave Dragon and Vortex Desire. So I use Excel Grave if your opponent, Ascend Grave, if you are at a later game, if your opponent's at 4 damage already for some reason, and the Vortex Desire is mainly used during early game if your opponent has like 3 or less damage. So of course, skill when Blaze for Excel Grave. Why do I call it Excel? Count +1, and then play it face down, choose a card face up. You do this cost of the main phase, and then against the skill when it attacks, draw a card and retire 1 of your opponent's rear guards. And then for Vortex Desire, retire when it attacks, G flip anything, and then retire. And then if attack hits, you can retire rear guards equal to the number of Vanguard names, which it counts the heart unit as well, so that's 2. And if you have Legion, it's 3. So then next I run the Progenitor Dragon, mainly because, well, it could give you potential 5 counter charging, and it does nuke your opponent's field, so that already helps the Blademaster Cohen part. And then for G guards, I run Adam Salam, which gets 10k shield. When placed, you can call +1. When your opponent's Vanguard attacks, this skill only works when your opponent's Vanguard attacks. And then +10k for every open rear guard. And then finally, I run the 2 Denial Griffin. When your opponent's rear guard attacks and uses a G guard, pay the cost, count +1, retire the attacking unit. So I hope you guys like the deck profile. You can like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. And have a nice day, and have a happy new year as well.